Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. We're going to do a quick segment, a quick live stream, just to kind of celebrate and just to kind of look at what's going on and say, okay, thank goodness the Senate has passed thank goodness the Senate has passed legislation to give trillions of dollars in stimulus. So it was hung up for a second for about most of the day. Okay, so Senate passes $2 trillion bill. This is 21 minutes ago. Senate passes $2.2 trillion emergency relief package. NBC News, Senate passes massive $2 trillion spending bill. Among other things, the legislation boosts unemployment insurance, sends checks to many Americans, and interestingly enough, it bars President Trump from receiving any assistance in his businesses. The Senate overwhelmingly passed a massive stimulus package late Wednesday night, meant to soften the repercussions for American workers and businesses. The bill includes billions of dollars in credit for struggling industries, a significant boost to unemployment insurance, and direct cash payments to Americans. The fate of the bill now rests with the House, which House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, Democrat Maryland, said would not vote until Friday. So we finally have this as the beginning of the end for the worst phase. Well, I would say this is the beginning of the end for the worst part of the very acute economic disaster that we face. In short term, people are going to lose their jobs. And short term, Eric H526, hello. Luke St. Martin, hello. Hello, everybody. Short term, it's going to be really, really tough on people. Hopefully this stimulus gets people back to work. The interesting thing is there's a political component to all of this. I do not think California and New York would have shut down had there been a Democrat in the White House. If you look at the aggregate statistics of previous calamities compared to what's going on now, there's a middle ground. I'll speak in the most algorithmically friendly way possible. There's a middle ground between tanking the economy and doing what's right in terms of being responsible and addressing a very, very serious tragedy. This is all very serious, ladies and gentlemen, but the choice is not between a Depression-era economy and complete apocalypse. The choice has never been about complete apocalypse and a Depression-era economy. The most vulnerable people have to be protected. Yes, society has to protect the most vulnerable people in terms of, making sure that they make or giving them as much information as possible to make the right decisions. But to tank the entire economy forever, there's a political component there. You better believe that people who don't like Trump are just super, super happy. Deep inside, they're happy because they're like, okay, this is finally. But President Trump, every single poll, ladies and gentlemen, every single poll, President Trump is his approval rating has skyrocketed. President Trump's approval rating has skyrocketed every single poll. People appreciate what he's doing. Even the people who don't like him, he's actually increased. The 2 his support among Democrats. He's increased the support among Democrats. He's increased his support among Democrats. Can you believe that? He's increased, most importantly, so his support among Democrats regarding all of this is now 13%. 13%. So it's really, really interesting. Like, it's really interesting when you look at here, the new poll, job approval rating at 49%. Up 49% up from 44%. 6 points among Democrats to 13%. President Jobs' approval rating has remained steady among Republicans. Gained 8 points among independents, 43%, and 6 points among Democrats. Can you believe that? He is gaining, and where is Joe Biden? Look. Not only will Hillary Clinton be nominee, but this is really interesting. When you look at like why Biden is nowhere to be found, that's also by design. Number one, there's really nothing he can say. Number two, he doesn't have any gravitas. He doesn't have any charisma. He doesn't have. He's even like when he's at his best, he's not that articulate. I happen to think like a lot of the hey man, come on now, people, man, come on now. I think that's more of an act than anything else. I actually think that's more of an act than anything else. But there's a reason that no Democrat wants to be tied with being the face of the Democratic Party during this outbreak. There's a reason that is the case. Okay, the reason is because Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. That's the reason. So you have to understand the Democratic Party doesn't do anything. Like the way media presents the Democratic Party and the way the media presents or the image that the media gives of President Trump is completely different. Okay, completely different. There's always a political motivation for Trump to do anything he does. Anything he does is taken out of context. Anything he does is if it's not taken out of context, context is injected within anything he does. The media shapes not only a narrative, they constantly craft an image of Trump that correlates directly with what they want to project, with the reality that they embody everything they project upon Trump. They're the ones with money going into the Clinton Foundation and from Uranium One officials and President Obama not vetoing the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity or not giving lethal aid after Russia invaded Crimea. They're the ones who were soft and weak on Putin, in relation to our foreign policy towards Putin. They're the ones who were compromised in many different ways. They can't even type an email. They can't even. Every single one of their computer systems, according to Clapper and Brennan, were hacked by Russia. So why would Putin be afraid of them? But instead of that, it's, oh my God, Trump is a puppet, and he's working, and he's in this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. Florida Man Bear! Here's a little stimulus for you, bad man. Thank you so very much, Florida Man Bear. Florida Man Bear, thank you very, 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 very much. As always, As always, Florida man, Luke St. Martin for the stimulating chat. Thank you. Thank you. You look at what's Florida Man Bear and Luke St. Martin, you look at what's taking place, and you look at projection. Projection. Florida Man Bear, thank you so much. Projection. The projection is like, it's really unbelievable. So they impeached Trump, Florida Man Bear, and Luke St. Martin. Why? Because President Trump wanted to go after his political opponent. Are you kidding me? Biden is the gift that keeps on giving. Joe, hey man, come on now, people, now, come on now, you know the deal. You know the deal, man. Oh, come on, man, come on, you know the deal. There's nothing to cure but the cure itself. There's nothing to cure but the cure itself, man. You can't cure the cure itself, man. Come on, man. He said that. He said the cure. He wasn't talking about the band either. John, hello. Hello, everyone. Florida Man Bear, Luke St. Martin, thank you very, very, very much. You look at like what's taking place, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like Biden, cure for, just type in cure for cure. Hey man, come on now, people now. Come on, people now. Come on, you know the deal. But you know the deal. Here he goes, we have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. We have to take care of the cure. We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. Do you understand what that means? We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. I'm going to continue saying this until everyone gets it. Okay? This is not by accident, people. This is I don't buy that this is by accident. I don't buy that. We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. What? We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. That's what Biden said the other day on The View. And that's not even the worst of what he said. We have to take care of the cure that will make the cure worse no matter what. There is some kind of riddle in life there. We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse. We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. Do you understand do you understand what's going on there? I'm going to do a sentence on this. A whole segment on this. We have to take care of the cure. Oh my God, this is so great. He said this the other day, and it's probably the best thing you ever heard in your life. What is going on? I mean, why does this guy have to pretend? Because he's pretending at this point. I don't know. No. I do not believe that this is about Biden or his communication skills or whatever. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. Luke St. Martin, Florida, man, Bear, thank you. He wants to make the problem worse no matter what. We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. This is not by accident, people. J-Man! Think Trump is gearing for financial reset? I think so. Robert A. Sorry, ain't you late to the party? Can you go over the pros and cons of stimulus, please? Robert A. I'll go through the negatives. Would be essentially adding to the debt. If your vantage point is the debt, then fine. If your vantage point is inflation or the Fed pumping money, if your vantage point is that it decreases the value of the dollar or we're pumping money that we don't have, that would be the negative, because there's $4 trillion in Fed stimulus in addition to the $2.2 trillion. But the positives, my God, the positives, Robert A., are a lot. You get, there's going to be a payment to, let's see, let me just read this. Loans will be easier to obtain. I'm not 100% certain exactly how they're going to be easier, but one of the provisions is that loans will be easier to obtain. There will be stimulus checks, individual checks. Don't expect the money right away. This is CNN, the trusted name in news. Let's see. Hold on one second. Senate passes. Biden again today claimed he became a professor. Hold on. Robert A. Hold on. This is just out now. He said he became a professor. Oh my God. This is the best. Yes, this is the best. We'll get to that in a second. USA Today Senate. Oh, my God. Okay, so NPR Senate. The Senate has passed a $2 trillion relief package that includes cash to Americans and help for small businesses. The U.S. Senate overwhelmingly approved a $2 trillion relief package designed to alleviate some of the worst effects of the economic downturn. So, the key provisions, Robert. The plan will rush financial assistance to Americans with direct checks to households in the middle class and lower income levels. It would be around $1,200 to most Americans. An extended unemployment insurance program for laid-off workers that will allow for 4 months of full pay. It will also raise maximum unemployment insurance benefits by $600 per week. It will apply to traditional workers, for small and large businesses, more than $150 billion for health care, $150 billion to state and local governments. That's why they want to shut down the government. Okay, good. $150 billion to state and local governments. Hopefully they fix the homeless problems that they didn't fix prior. $350 billion in terms of loans for small businesses. So you have the Robert. Those are some of the positives. So those are some of the positives. I think that Robert and everyone here, Matthew Wayne, much respect to H.A. Mitch comes through and delivers. He does. Nancy, we finally delivered together. And now we're waiting for you, Nancy. Don't drop the ball, Nancy. It's an alley-oop pass. I want you to reverse jam it. I'm giving you the ball for the reverse jam, Nancy. So that is part of what's in the stimulus package. So that's a very good thing. I mean, you look at, ladies and gentlemen, you look at how fast the market has rebounded. The market rebounded so quickly. I mean, it's still not close to where it's on its way to getting back to in 2 days, it went up 33%. Tomorrow, it's probably going to go up again. Who knows? The market's weird like that. It can go down, up, down, down. It was up 1,000 points, and then just, finish at 500 points up. It finished at 500 points up because today they were still negotiating and haggling. So, but I mean, this is very good. $150 billion for healthcare, $150 billion to state and local governments, $350 billion in form of loans for small businesses. See, then Democrats or people on the left, they're like, oh, well, don't you, this is social democracy in action. It's like, no, this is a response. It's a response to a calamity. That's why we have the Federal Reserve. That's why we have the ability, after the Great Depression, we needed the ability to react quickly to an economic calamity. If you cannot react quickly, then you risk a depression. So, Trump is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. Now, the issue with debt is like, okay, we have to remove Americans, bring them home, and the main issue is bringing them home from never-ending conflict. That's also that's one of the biggest issues tied to, first, the moral component. Democrats and people on the left are very, very interested in the moral component of everything, except when it comes to bringing home Americans. And then they're not so interested. They're interested in every other foreign policy objective, but actually withdrawing Americans from endless counterinsurgency conflicts, which is what President Trump is doing. We'll have over 15,000 Americans in places where hopefully being brought home very soon. So, it's it's an interesting this is a calamity. This is the biggest test of President Trump's presidency, and he passed it. He passed it with flying colors. You can go and say, oh my God, he never called anything a hoax. None of your business. After the stimulus, it might be more. Thanks for all you do, HA. None your business. Thank you so very much. None your business. Or as I affectionately once called, Nunya Binez. Thank you so very much. None your business. Thank you. Thank you very much. Awesome. Yeah. I think that none your business and Robert, I want the economy back to where it was, which was record breaking. Look, it's kind of like this also in, sports is a little bit different, but you can come back. Let's say you're down, 3-0 in a series, you can come back. That's happened before. We've seen that recently. Or 3-1. We've seen that recently a couple times. I mean, look at the Patriots. I mean, my God, against Atlanta. I mean, that was, if you want to talk about Trump coming back, he's friends with Brady. So, let's see. Patriots, Atlanta. I mean, has to be. No offense to anyone. No offense to anyone from Atlanta. But my God. My God. What? You couldn't run the ball? You couldn't change. The Patriots came back from 28-3. Oh my God. 25 points. Oh my God. That is just not good for the Falcons. They had that. That was their champion. They had that. They had that in the bag. So, I mean, you can come back and, in life, you can come back. In terms of politics, you can come back. Why do you think Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee again? She's coming back. She's coming back, baby. She's coming back. That's right, Todd. We're going to come back, and this is a test of President Trump's presidency, the biggest test of his presidency. This is the biggest test of his presidency, and he passed. And it's not my opinion. It's not my opinion. It's not my opinion that he passed. Go look at the poll numbers. Even Democrats agree with him. Even Democrats agree with him. If you are increasing, if you're increasing your poll numbers, among Democrats and you're Trump, you have Democrats who are like, honey, I have a headache. I have a headache now. Seriously, I'm thinking of Trump. I have a headache. I'm not in the mood. I'm thinking of Trump. Why are you thinking of Trump? Just don't worry about it. We have Joe Biden. Oh, no. Now I'm really not in the mood. I'm serious. There are articles written about this. Okay? There are articles written about this. And you better believe, ladies and gentlemen, that Democrats are now they're once again saying, oh my God, what's going on? They're once again saying, oh my God, what's going on? We had Trump. We had Trump. We had Trump. Just when we had Trump, he, comes back and actually impresses everybody. And this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is like you're looking at not only the negative media coverage, but you're looking at the absolute best. It's one man versus media, Hollywood, like political media, Hollywood. Well, media in general, Hollywood, corrupt intelligence officials, an actual political party that's run on graft. And and he's still winning. He's still winning. And it's, ladies and gentlemen, this is serious. Like, this is not just like, now it's kind of like an existential issue at this point right now. Do you allow society to be influenced by by media that has only one objective? The only objective media has is to take down Trump. That's really the only objective. It's the only objective media has right now. And the fact that he's winning is like, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You have President Trump, who is now presiding over the rebound, the return of the American economy. He had a record-breaking economy, and now he's presiding over the rebound. None your business, thank you again. None your business, thank you again. None your business! Trump is going to end the Fed, even if he doesn't, Biden won't, but why not at least roll the dice? None your business. I know that people might disagree with me here, but I do not want to end the Fed. I don't want to end the Fed, and here's why. How are we going to react to these types of calamities? That's my only thing. None your business. Thank you. I don't want the Fed also in control of Congress, because Congress is completely inept, and they would just politicize everything. Like, I understand there's the issue of we can't take on this debt forever. It's true, but the economy keeps growing. So the reason we're able to take on this debt is the economy keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So we're playing a very like a dangerous game. But what's keeping us afloat is the massive economy that we have. But none of your business. Yeah, none of the President Trump, I don't think would ever do that. And Biden won't either. But Clinton's going to be nominee. None of your business, thank you. None of your business, thank you. If you look everyone here, none of your business, and just everybody, none of your business. Thank you again. Very, very kind. Thank you. If you look at where were we at? Where were we at, ladies and gentlemen? Where were we at before all of this? Thank God we had a pretty good economy before this. You know, before this, where were we at? If we didn't have such a good economy, then where would we be at this point? See, the interesting thing is you already heard the petulant and malicious and just this kind of like, you already heard like, oh, well, I guess you can't run on record low unemployment. You know, maybe not, but people understand context. The average voter, the one great thing about President Trump winning is that the media couldn't the media couldn't deceive the average American enough to have them vote Democrat. Because Trump did not say or do the things that and after his presidency, he didn't say or do the things that he's accused of saying and doing. I actually was watching one of those like compilation videos. Sergeant Pepper! I would say calamity, because it doesn't behoove them. None of your business, thank you. Again, as always, thank you. Sandiford! I want the Fed made part of the Treasury Department instead of a private bank. That is, I think that's reasonable. I think that would be reasonable, too. I think that would be reasonable also. The only thing, though, is that then it would be subject to the incoming president's cabinet, because you have a new Secretary of the Treasury. But that's a lot more reasonable than ending, or at least feasible. But I wouldn't want to end. I wouldn't want to end the Fed. Like a lot of people say end the Fed, but I wouldn't want to, just because none of your business and Sandiford. I definitely the shadowy aspect of the Federal Reserve, that it's not beholden to, or it's not, there's not really any oversight. Although there kind of is, but the fact that there's not really any oversight, I understand why that rubs people the wrong way. Naturally, that would not, But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much, everyone. You're absolutely wonderful. Subscribe to AJ Goodman's other channel. I have a segment in a couple hours up on there. And, people, God bless you. None of your business, Sandiford. Everyone here, thank you so very much. To the super chat, Florida Man, Bear, Luke St. Martin, everybody, thank you so very much. We have turned a corner, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that the best is yet to come. This November will be so special to see President Trump win again, despite the the overwhelming negativity of media and Democrats. To see President Trump win again will be an absolute, it'll be beautiful, it'll be beyond words. So be here in November, because he's going to defeat Clinton again. Give me your thoughts below. Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. Give me your thoughts below, and we'll lose again. She'll run again in 2024. It's all good. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very much to my super chat. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Thanks again.